Comprehensive study on survey on image restoration techniques. So first of all, introduction about image restoration. So what is image restoration? So it is nothing but it is a process of recovering degraded images. Now what do you mean by degraded images? Degraded images is nothing but there are some noise, some artifacts in our image which will degrade our quality of image, and because of degraded images uh, we cannot retrieve detailed information from the images. So that's why image restoration is needed. Now what is aim of restoration? So restoration aim to approximate the original image, means we are obtaining the whatever the original image that we can derive. Now there is a degradation model, that is image degradation model. Now why images are degraded? There are some reasons. So first one is motion of camera, blur effects, atmospheric disturbance and sensor noise. These are the different causes which will degrade our images. So now there is an equation for degradation of image, that is suppose we have one original image. In that image we are going to add some noise, as well as we are going to add some blurry effect in the images, and then we are obtaining that image and recover that image from the degradation. Now image restoration have their own applications, like in medical imaging, satellite imaging, forensic science, then archaeology, astronomy, security, and in remote sensing. Deterministic, there are two types of methods for image restoration techniques. There is deterministic methods and statistic methods. So inverse, in a deterministic method there are inverse filtering, Wiener filtering. So inverse filtering are simple and fast and sensitive to noise. There are different kind of noise, Gaussian noise. Okay, so next is Wiener filtering, that is minimize the MSE, that is full form of mean square error. Now if we talk about stochastic methods, so in stochastic method there are Bayesian restorations and MRF, that is Markov random fields. Next is median and adaptive filters. These filters are basically used for salt and pepper noise, which is one kind of a noise in a image. So it is very effective. Median filter are very effective if salt and pepper noise is present in our image, and this is basically used for preserve the edges in our images. Then adaptive filter. Adaptive filter is just based on local image characteristic. For example, adaptive binaural, adaptive bilateral filters. Now talking about IBD, that is iterative blind deconvolution. So this basically method is used to recover image without knowing the blur kernel. Now what is kernel? Kernel is nothing but just one kind of a window, or we can say one kind of a matrix that we are covering over all the images and iterate one by one on the indexes, and we are retrieving that kernel. Based on that it will summarize and give the answer. That is used in complex blur scenario. It is iterative and computationally intensive. Now if we talk about what are the different criterias, or we can say performance matrices, that are, first one is PSNR, that is peak signal to noise ratio, means if your PSNR is higher, it means it says that your image quality is higher. MSE, that is mean square error, it will compare two images, our original images and after degradation, which image we have obtained. It will subtract the difference between these two. If it is minimized, then we can say that our degradation model is working very properly. Now what is conclusion behind this we can say methods of deterministic and stochastic? So There is no universal method because different in a different approach we are going to use different filters based on different noise. So that is choice depends on the degradation type and computational resources. Thank you.
Good morning all. My name is Kailash, Naghera, a research scholar at Noble University, Junagadh. The topic of my research paper is a study on determinants of financial literacy and its impact on the investment decision, a review paper. Let's continue with the presentation. The main objective of this paper is to study the previously published paper on the financial literacy and the investment decision and to find out the gap on the of the research. Let's continue with the introduction. The topic is include the two terms, it is financial literacy and the investment decision. So financial literacy is about the knowledge and awareness about the financial concepts and the terms, while the investment decision is a process of selecting the best investment revenue out of available one. If you talk about the objectives, the main objective of the research paper is to review the previously published papers, and the second objective is to categorize these papers based on the different variables, and the third objective is to find out the trends in the field of financial literacy and the investment decision. The research methodology. To fulfill the objectives, I have selected the papers which are published during 2010-2023 at the national and international level. The whole paper is divided into two parts. Part 1, that is review of the literature, and the part 2, that is systematic review of literature. Part 1, review of literature, in which papers are divided based on the 4 categories. First one, that is financial literacy, scenario at a national and international level, demographic variables in the financial literacy, component of financial literacy, and the financial literacy and the investment decision. In the part 2, in the systematic literature review, all the papers are summarized, all the literature reviews are summarized based on the different variables, that is geographical context, article classification, variable consideration, methodology adapted, data collection tool, years of publication. This slide shows a trend in the field of the financial literacy and the investment decision. Based on the previously published paper, I have prepared one model which represents the relationship between the financial literacy and the investment decision. From the chart, we can observe that profile of the respondents affect the financial literacy level of the respondent, which leads to the investment decision. At the end, in the conclusion, I would like to conclude that there is a great potential of the research in the field of financial literacy and the investment decision. Thank you so much.
A very good morning to you all. I am Karan Jain. I am a social interior designer, and my research paper is talking about how Indian knowledge system can inspire and shape contemporary interior design. This concept has always been there in this industry, and this delve into the use of traditional principles like Vastu Shastra and sustainable materials, which are still highly relevant in today's world. Indian knowledge system encompasses ancient wisdom from various fields, including architecture, spatial organizations, and aesthetics. For centuries, systems like Vastu Shastra have guided us and how we align our buildings with the natural elements to promote balance and well-being into our lives. This knowledge focuses on creating harmony between human habitations and nature, which is ensuring spaces are both functional and spiritual fulfilling. One key aspect of Indian knowledge system is the emphasis on sustainability, and in this system it employed locally sourced materials like wood, stone, clay, mortar, and the materials which are not only sustainable but also culturally meaningful. This idea is to bring build in a way that emphasizes the environmental impact and it minimizes it, while at the same time it is the maintaining cultural integrity into the interior spaces. For for instances natural ventilation system using courtyards or the strategic placement of windows to reduce resilience, and the artificial lighting and the cooling system in interior spaces. As we face global challenges like climatic change, and the ancient practices offer solutions that are aligning with the modern sustainability goals. And by incorporating these principles of Indian knowledge system into the contemporary design, we can create or we can recreate spaces that are not only eco-friendly but also resonates with the Indian rich cultural and heritage practices. This approach can also contribute to the vision of Viksit Bharat, or a developed India, where innovation and harmoniously coexistence with the traditions is what everyone is looking forward for nowadays, actually. And in conclusion, I would say integration of Indian knowledge system into modern interior design is not just about aesthetics. It's about creating environments that are sustainable, culturally rich, and environmentally responsible. The timeless wisdom found in Indian knowledge system provides a valuable framework for shaping the future of architecture, interior design, and preserving our past while embracing the future. I guess that's what all my paper talks about. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Good morning everyone, I am Vartika and today I am going to tell the topic which I have made for this research. The topic is the impact of Indian value system on ethical business practices, lessons for contemporary value-based education. This research delves into the influence of Indian value system on ethical business practices and explore the implications for contemporary value-based education. Indian values, rooted in ancient philosophies such as Dharma, Karma, and Ahimsa, offer profound insights into ethical decision-making and corporate governance. This study investigates how these values are integrated into modern business practices, shaping organizational ethics, leadership, and corporate social responsibility. Research problem and questions. So the first problem is influence of Indian values. Second problem is lessons for education. Third is preparing future leaders. The first is influence of Indian values. This research aims to explore how traditional Indian value systems influence ethical decision making and corporate governance in modern business. Second is lessons for education. The study seeks to identify lessons that can be drawn from the integration of Indian values into business practices for contemporary value-based education programs. Third is preparing future leaders. The research investigates how educational institutions can incorporate these values to better prepare future business leaders. Significance and scope of the research. First is understanding and traditional values. The research contributes to the understanding of how traditional value system can be effectively applied in modern business settings, providing a unique perspective on ethical decision making and corporate governance. Second is practical insights for education. By linking these values to educational frameworks, the study offers practical insights for designing value-based education programs that addresses contemporary ethical challenges. Comprehensive view. The scope of the research includes an examination of Indian philosophical concepts, analysis of real-world business cases, and exploration of educational practices. The study will focus on identifying the practical implications of these values for business ethics and education, providing a comprehensive view of how traditional value can enhance contemporary practices. The next I will discuss on the literature review. So these are the literature review where the paper is basically based on. First I have marked as Indian value system and ethical decision making. Second is corporate governance and Indian values. Third is leadership and management practices. Fourth is value-based education and ethical framework. The fifth is case studies and some practical applications. What is the research gap in this research? There is a limited empirical evidences, there is an integration into value-based education, and it is a cross-sectional application. Next is theoretical framework. So this is the framework which I have made for my research. First is the traditional Indian values. This theoretical framework posits that traditional Indian values influence ethical business practices and can be effectively integrated into value-based education. Second is ethical business practices. The framework explores how these values can be adapted for global business concepts, enhancing organizational performance and ethical practices. The third is value-based education. The framework provides a structural approach to understanding the impact of value education, Indian value across different dimensions of business and education. Thank you.
India is standing at the threshold of a historic milestone. As the country approaches its centennial of independence in 2047, the vision of Viksit Bharat, a developed India, become more crucial than ever. The research paper Infrastructure Development Strategies for Viksit Bharat 2047, authored by myself NEHA KAPSE and my co-author Manish Chauhan, outlines the key pillars needed to achieve this ambitious goal. At its core, the paper emphasizes that infrastructure development is the backbone of India's progress. It highlights the key areas such as urban development, energy, transportation, water resources, and telecommunications, each of which plays a critical role in realizing the vision of a developed India. So, what are the strategies that will propel India towards this goal? The paper outlines several key interventions. First, climate resilient infrastructure. With the growing threat of climate change, it's critical to build infrastructure that can withstand environmental challenges. Using clean energy and nature-based solution is essential. Second, digitalization and smart technologies. The use of data analytics, smart technology, and digitalization can enhance infrastructure efficiency, improve service delivery, and promote evidence-based decision-making. Third, equitable resource distribution. By ensuring fair access to infrastructure across regions, India can enhance accessibility to essential services for all its citizens, particularly marginalized groups. Fourth, public-private partnerships and global collaborations. Public-private partnerships are the pivotal in this development. The private sector's involvement brings innovation, efficiency, and new investments. At the same time, global partnership can provide India with access to international expertise, funding, and technology. By fostering such collaboration, India can accelerate its infrastructure development journey. However, the road of Viksit Bharat comes with its own set of challenges. Economic inequality, regional disparities, and environmental concerns are some of the obstacles that must be addressed. But with these challenges comes opportunities. India's diverse geography and rich cultural legacy provide a strong foundation for growth. By closing the gap between urban and rural areas, India can ensure inclusive and sustainable development. In conclusion, the vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047 can only be realized through a cohesive, multi-sectoral approach. As the paper suggests, India must focus on building resilient, sustainable, and inclusive infrastructure that supports its economic, social, and environmental goals. Within the right strategies, India's dream of becoming a developed nation is not just possible, it is within reach. Let's build a stronger, more prosperous India. Let's build Viksit Bharat.
परमार છે હું PhD સ્કોલર છું મોનાર્ક યુનિવર્સિટી. મારા રિસર્ચ પેપરનો વિષય છે નારી અને નારીવાદ, સમસ્યાઓ, પડકારો અને નિરાકરણ. પ્રસ્તાવનામાં નારીવાદ, વ્યાખ્યા અને ઉદ્દેશ. નારીવાદ એ સ્ત્રીઓના અધિકારો અને લિંગ સમાનતા માટેના વિવિધ આંદોલનો, વિચારધારાઓ અને સિદ્ધાંતોનું સંકલન છે. મુખ્ય લક્ષ્યમાં પુરુષ અને સ્ત્રી વચ્ચેની સામાજિક અને આર્થિક અસમાનતાઓ દૂર કરવી વગેરે જેવા પ્રયત્નો સામેલ છે. શિક્ષણ, રોજગાર, સામાજિક ન્યાય, સ્ત્રીઓની પુરુષોની તુલનામાં સમાન તકો અને અધિકારો ઉપલબ્ધ કરવા માટે મજબૂત છે. પહેલું જોઈએ તો નારીવાદનો ઉદ્દેશ, એમાં બીજું જોઈએ તો સામાજિક મૂલ્યો અને સાંસ્કૃતિક પરંપરાઓમાં ફેરફાર, આગળ જોઈએ તો સાંસ્કૃતિક અને સામાજિક સુધારણા, સામાજિક અને આર્થિક અસમાનતા દૂર કરવી, શારીરિક અને માનસિક સ્વતંત્રતા, સાંસ્કૃતિક અને સામાજિક મૂલ્યોનો પડકાર આપવો, અલૌકિક માન્યતાઓને પડકાર આપવો, સામાજિક સુધારણા માટેનો માર્ગ, શારીરિક અને માનસિક સ્વતંત્રતા, જીવનના અન્ય પાસાઓ, સામાજિક માન્યતાઓને પડકાર આપવું, સાંસ્કૃતિક ફેરફાર, સાંસ્કૃતિક પરંપરાઓમાં ફેરફાર, પ્રગતિશીલ નૈતિકતાને પ્રોત્સાહન, વ્યાપક પ્રભાવ, સામાજિક સમાનતા, સાંસ્કૃતિક સુધારણા, નારીવાદનો દૃષ્ટિકોણ વગેરે જેવા પાસાઓનો આપણે અભ્યાસ કરવાના છીએ. નિષ્કર્ષમાં જોઈએ તો નારીવાદનો વ્યાપક પ્રભાવ એ સ્ત્રી અને પુરુષ વચ્ચેની અસમાનતાને ઓછી કરીને સમગ્ર સમાજને સમાન ન્યાય, માનવાધિકાર માટેનું માર્ગ ગતિશીલ કરે છે. નારીવાદ એ મજબૂત, સકારાત્મક અને તમામ લાભદાયી અભિગમ છે જે લિંગ સમાનતા અને સામાજિક સુધારણા તરફના પ્રયત્નોને આગળ વધારવા માટે ચિંતનશીલ માર્ગદર્શન આપે છે. મારા ગાઈડનું નામ છે ડૉક્ટર પ્રવીણભાઈ પટેલ, મોનાર્ક યુનિવર્સિટી, અમદાવાદ.
Hello everyone, myself Pooja Relwani, research scholar from Karnavati University. Today I will discuss regarding a conceptual framework of fostering well-being and values through IKS and Vedanta in National Education Policy 2020. The paper is written with a purpose to integrate Indian knowledge system and Vedanta into Indians National Education Policy 2020. Key points to be discussed are holistic development. IKS and Vedanta emphasize a holistic approach to education, focusing on mental, physical, and emotional, spiritual well-being. Value-based education says that it promotes ethical principles like compassion and non-violence, while IKS practices foster character development. Cultural heritage integrates IKS and Vedanta can preserve India's cultural heritage and help the student develop a strong sense of cultural identity. Interdisciplinary approach. IKS and Vedanta can connect various subjects and demonstrate real-world applications. Challenges and solutions are: first challenge is resistance to change, because it is very difficult for a student to change. We need to go with the awareness and training. Lack of trained educator is also a big challenge, so that specialized training should be provided. Curriculum development. For curricular development, well-designed curriculum must be created. Resource constraint is also a challenge, so funding and support should be provided. Cultural sensitivity says that ensure inclusivity and respect for diverse backgrounds. Those who are coming from different backgrounds, they must be included in the community for their growth and development. Assessment and evaluation. Develop effective methods to measure outcomes. So by addressing these challenges, IKS and Vedanta can contribute to a more comprehensive and meaningful education in India. Thank you so much.
I am Priyanka Patel. I am Assistant Professor in Electrical Engineering Department at Sardar Patel College of Engineering. My research paper topic is a trends of differential protection utilized for power transformer review, and my abstract is in the power system. The power transformer are vital device they are utilized for conversion of voltage at different level. The differential protection is the unit type and one of the main protection of power transformer. In the literature, the innovation and modification have been performed in the differential protection to overcome the various problems, such as a failed operation due to magnetizing current and heavy external fault. In this paper, the trends of differential protection for conventional to latest advancement is extremely discussed. Initially, the conventional differential protection are described with their limitations. Subsequently, the advanced differential scheme based on the wide area measurement, wavelet-based differential protection, artificial method, and park vector. This paper can be useful to the researchers, industrialists, and academicians involved in the differential protection of transformer for selecting the substance various of differential protection are further research.
Hello, myself Pooja Rathod. I'm working as an assistant professor at Sardar Patel College of Engineering, and my topic for today's presentation is a study on artificial intelligence and its role in redefining Alzheimer's disease diagnosis. These are the outline for the today's presentation. Introduction, Alzheimer disease diagnostic, artificial intelligence and Alzheimer diagnosis, literature review, summary and conclusion. Introduction. So what is Alzheimer? Alzheimer is a brain disease. It, it is a type of dementia that affects thinking and daily tasks. It causes memory loss and changes in behavior. It generally starts at the people at age of 16 and older, but it can also affect the younger adults. In India, over 4 billion people are thought to have Alzheimer. Sometimes people already feel the dementia at age of 14, like they forget some place, some name, some number, some roads. Alzheimer disease affect brain cell and it leads to dementia. So this is the Alzheimer brain, in which the brain cells are shrinkage, and it causes some ventricles in the some parts of brains. So and it increase in some several stages of Alzheimer's. This is the first stage, that is mild cognitive, then mild Alzheimer's, moderate Alzheimer, and severe Alzheimer. In mild cognitive, it is just a short time memory loss. Then in mild, the reading problems, poor object recognition, poor direction sense. In moderate, sometimes poor judgment, impulsive, short attention. And if it goes to the severe condition, then it may the cause of visual problem also. So these are the basic diagnosis technique, that is the MRI, PET scan and CT scan. By using AI and machine learning and deep learning, we just scan this, we just use these images and process this, like scanning imaging of MRI, scanning image of PET, scanning image of CET. Then we can use that images in for some deep learning and machine learning algorithms, some machine learning models, and we can identify some stages and early detection of this kind of disease. So one kind of that model is CNN model, that is powerful tool for diagnostic Alzheimer disease by analyzing brain imaging data such as MRI or PET scan. And these are some literature who these all authors have find some methods to diagnose the early detection. Some of they use the stages of Alzheimer's. They just use some kind of methods of deep learning and machine learning and imaging modality like PET scan, MRI scan. Some of them just detect the stages, some of them make a fusion of MRI and PET, and they just try to get more and more efficiency regarding that. I also explain all this literature in detail to my review paper. These are some method, they just use it and try to find the accuracy to check that image, and we can easily find out the actual result of the that MRI and PET scan. So above all this literature review, I can summarize that the deep learning methods like CNN and explainable AI techniques used to improve Alzheimer's detection by analyzing different types of brain scans such as MRI, PET, often combining them boost to accuracy and make models easier to understand. We can also, there is so many research criteria or research of future. By this all literature review, we can fine tune that parameter, we can improve that accuracy by fusioning, by combining that images, by fusioning this kind of models. So they all are the future criteria of this kind of research. And after that all study of literature, I can conclude that AI is showing the great potential in improving Alzheimer disease diagnosis by using techniques like deep learning and explainable AI with brain scans such as MRI and PET. These methods help automatic detection, improve diagnostic accuracy, and assist in clinical decision. Future efforts will focus on combining data types, testing on larger data sets, and ensuring real-world application, aiming to translate research into better patient care and earlier treatment options. Thank you.
Title of the research paper: Comparative Analysis of Gold and Foreign Exchange Reserve of Selected Countries 2022 to 2024. Name of researcher: Research Scholar and Assistant Professor Mr. Rinesh Mahida. Abstract: This study provides a comparative analysis of gold and foreign exchange reserve in selected countries like United States, Germany, Italy, France, Russia, Russian Federation, China, Switzerland, Japan, and India from quarters 1 2022 to quarters 2 2024. Main keywords: gold reserve, foreign exchange reserve, reserve management strategy, global economic stability, and geopolitical impact. Introduction: This study explores the gold and foreign exchange FX reserve of 9 major economies: United States, Germany, Italy, France, Russian Federation, China, Switzerland, Japan, and India over the period from quarters 1 2022 to quarters 2 2024. By analyzing fluctuation in this reserve, the research aims to uncover the impact of global economic events and geopolitical tension on reserve management strategies. Research objectives: analyze the trend in gold reserves, examine the fluctuation in foreign exchange reserve, evaluate in proportion of gold in total reserves, identify the impact of economic and geopolitical events. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Santokba, a research scholar from Karnavati University, Gandhinagar. I'm here to discussing my paper. Title is Envisioning a Feminist Ecotopia in Mamangdai Stupid Cupid. As its core, Stupid Cupid reflects a blend of ecological consciousness and feminist ideals. Dai envisions a society where human relationships with nature are central, and women often marginalized by both patriarchy and environmental degradation reclaim their power in shaping ecotopian spaces. In the novel, the protagonist Adna embarks on a journey from the hills of Arunachal Pradesh to the urban sprawl of Delhi, a transitional that symbolizes the broader struggles of women navigating both ecological and patriarchal spaces. The novel portrays how women like Adna face societal expectation while carving out their own identities. Adna opens a guest house, subverting traditional gender norms by stepping into roles typically dominated by men. Her experience highlights the broader theme of migration and adaptation, which mirrors the displacement caused by urbanization and ecological degradation in the northeast of India. An important element in Stupid Cupid is the portrayal of marginalized women, not only from the northeastern region but also from various parts of India. These women, Adna, Jia, and Mareb, struggle with issues of race, ethnicity, and gender, which are compounded by the environmental and social challenges they face in both urban and rural settings. Dai also critiques the government's negligence towards the northeastern region, which faces environmental destruction due to urbanization and industrial projects. The exploitation of the region's natural resource and the marginalization of its people are intertwined, showing how ecological issues are inseparable from social justice. Women, in particular, bear the brunt of these changes as they fight for both environmental and gender equity. Ultimately, Stupid Cupid invites us to think about feminist ecotopia, where gender and ecological justice are intertwined. It challenges us to imagine a future where women lead in creating sustainable societies free from both patriarchal and environmental exploitation by reclaiming space, both rural and both natural and social. Women in Stupid Cupid reminds us of potential for resistance and renewal in a world that often disregards with both their voices and their land. Thank you.
Myself, Ronak Rana, working as an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Bakrol, Anand. This paper explores the development and the design of the self-operating water pump, ideal for the small-scale irrigations and various household applications. The pump utilizes the water kinetic energy to drive its mechanisms, making it suitable for the areas without the excess of the electricity. The key component or the main component of the system includes the blade, turbine wheel, chain drive and the reciprocating pump. The entire system must be constructed near the flowing water sources like river or the canal. The design allows for easy customization with locally available material, making it suitable to community needs. The self-operating nature ensures it works efficiently with swiftly flowing water body, providing a sustainable solutions for water supply and irrigation in off-grid areas. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Shemal Dave. Currently I am pursuing PhD from Darshan Institute of Management, that is Darshan University, Rajkot. Over here I am here to present my research paper, and my topic is capital adequacy and systematic risk, evidence from selected private sector banks. Right, so as the name suggests, it shows the relationship between the capital adequacy as well as the systematic risk that is present in the current market scenario for private sector banks. Right, and to study this topic, I focused basically on the various key financial ratios, that is the capital adequacy ratio, debt equity ratio, total advances and total assets ratio. Then the next is GSTR, that is government security in total investment ratio, and lastly the credit deposit ratio. Right, so this entire study was carried out through F-test one-way ANOVA, as well as the ratio analysis was taken into consideration. And I have chosen the quantitative research basically, and the duration that I have chosen is of the financial year starting from 2018 to 23, that accumulates to 5 years. And the sample that I have taken is of sample size that I have taken is of 10 banks, and depending upon the number of branches those banks have in the country. Right, so I was able to find that the banking sector exhibits varies from level to level of the capital adequacy, as well as while the average CAR, that is the capital adequacy ratio, suggests a sound position, but the higher DER, GSTR and CDR indicates the potential risk that is currently present in the market. Right, so ANOVA test basically did not find significant ranks necessitating the deeper analysis, but in my opinion, to assess the sector, additional metrics and stress testings are crucial, as well as the continuous monitoring and risk managements are very much essentials to control the capital adequacy as well as the systematic risk that is attached. So this is my research paper. So thank you one and all present over here. Thank you.
Okay, so from unit 2, we have all done as much as in the previous slide, that is previous videos like these mathematical calculations, MPC, APC, everything we have done. Now we come to the savings function. Saving function is a function that depends on the income. The saving function is equals to the income minus consumption, and y equals to is consumption's equation is a plus by. If I put the value of a plus by, then I get that is y is equals to y minus a minus by equals to minus a plus 1 in 1 minus b into y. So after calculations of the savings functions, we get that the savings equals to income minus consumption. So if I divide the both sides, so income equals to the y equals to c plus a. Now if I divide the both sides by the income level, then I get what, that is c divided by y, and then the, please check here. I am doing this one by one. Y equals to c plus a, right? Now, if I divide it the both side divide by the y, then the what will be happen? That is c. I just take the y in that side, this side. Which side? Now I am divided by the y, that is we get that c divided by y plus is divided by y equals to y divided by y. So we get that APC plus APS equals to 1. That is, now similarly we get the MPC plus MPS. So if in the questions, if this is asked that prove that APC plus APS equals to 1 and MPC equals to the MPC plus MPS equals to the 1, then you have to write it down in this way.
The topic of my research is textile heritage through the museum lens, preserving Indian tradition. My name is Swati Sohoni. I am a research scholar from the Department of Clothing and Textiles, Faculty of Family and Community Sciences, the Maharashtra Sahajira University of Baroda. The abstract of my study is the history of textile offers a window into artistic expression, craftsmanship, heritage of diverse societies. Museums serve a crucial custodian of this cultural legacy, playing a vital role in preservation, promotion, and revitalization of textile craft. Through their exhibition and collection, museums provide a platform for showcasing the artistry and tradition associated with textile. This paper explores the pivotal role that museums play in the conservation of textile heritage. It examines case studies from prominent Indian institutions, including the Baroda Textile Museum, LLDC's Fusion, Kutch, the Bhopal Tribal Museum, and Raja Dinkar Kelkar Museum, Pune. These institutions have been instrumental in not only preserving historical textiles but also in promoting contemporary textile art and craftsmanship. By studying these institutions, we gain insight into the methods and strategies employed by museums to protect and promote the textile heritage. From conservation efforts to educational programs and community engagement, museums are at the forefront of ensuring that textile traditions are passed on to future generations. Their work not only preserves the past but also fosters an appreciation for the beauty and cultural significance of textiles in the present day. The methodology which has been adopted for this particular paper is qualitative, involving in-depth case study analysis. Data were gathered through a review of museum archives and observational fieldwork at each institution. The paper also examines secondary sources such as reports, publication on museum conservation techniques and textile heritage. Through this approach, the research highlights how museums not only conserve physical artifacts but also foster public engagement and promote sustainable practices in textile heritage preservation. This study concludes by identifying effective strategies employed by these institutions and offering recommendations for enhancing museum-led initiatives to ensure the long-term sustainability of the textile traditions. So the conclusion, these four museums not only house large and diverse textile collection but also represent different approaches to textile presentation. They conserve royal garments, engage with artisans and promote indigenous regional textile, contributing significantly to preserving India's traditional textile heritage. By displaying garments, facilitating artisan education and promoting awareness of textile tradition, they play a crucial role in keeping India's rich textile legacy alive. Museums are not just passive repositories of artifacts, they serve an active center of cultural engagement and preservation. By creating spaces of education, dialogues, and innovation, these institutions make heritage accessible and relevant to the contemporary audiences. Through exhibitions, artisan workshops, and interactive displays, museums not only safeguard traditional crafts like textiles but also inspire future generations to appreciate, learn, and evolve this tradition. They bridge the past with the present, ensuring the cultural heritage remains vibrant, significant in modern society. Adapting preservation methods to modern challenges is crucial for safeguarding cultural heritage in face of digitization, environmental changes, and shifting audience demographics. So the recommendation is strengthening community collaboration, building partnership between local artists and museum, cultural institution can promote the transition of traditional textile knowledge, fostering a deeper connection with heritage through collaborative events and initiatives, enhancing public engagement through technology, utilizing digital platforms and virtual exhibits can expand access to textile heritage, allowing broader audiences to engage with historical fabrics and techniques from anywhere in the world. Developing education and outreach program, introducing workshop, lectures, and interactive learning experiences centered around traditional textile can educate diverse audiences from student to craft enthusiasts, creating awareness and appreciation of the craft. Innovative preservation techniques, adopting new conservation technologies such as advanced textile preservation method, ensure the longevity of the fragile fabric while maintaining their cultural integrity for future generations. Policy support for textile music, government and institution can offer financial and regulatory support to museums, enabling them to implement these initiatives effectively, preserving both tangible and intangible textile heritage. Thank you.
Namaste. This is Tanvi Pujara, a research scholar from Department of English and Comparative Literary Studies, Saurashtra University, Rajkot. My topic of research paper is Unmasking Belief Through Alien Eyes, a deconstructive analysis of PK movie. Art and language are filled with some meanings to be unmasked by readers, and so is the case with literature. With the change in time, gradually literature has also been adapted into movies, series, etc. So the door of looking at the movies through any critical theory is also now open as it was for literary works. This research paper is a deep study of PK movie through the perspective of the theory of deconstruction given basically by Jacques Derrida. The researcher studies in detail with many dialogues, scenes and ideas which are being deconstructed in this movie by different characters. This paper contains the minute study of the scenes, dialogues, the thinking process and beliefs of various characters. The process of construction, deconstruction and reconstruction is of the ideas and beliefs of character are discussed deeply in this paper. Through the character of PK, an alien who is navigating Earth's religious and cultural complexities, the film critics institutionalized religion, dogma and other social norms. It first challenges the established norms and then deconstructs them. Using deconstruction, the researcher interrogates the binaries between the belief and skepticism, faith and reason, and the tradition versus the modernity. The free plays of meanings and ideas come in the film with the character of PK who thinks critically and he is with open-mindedness. This character is also ready to accept multiple viewpoints. The keywords for this research paper are deconstruction, critical thinking, meaning, PK, and belief. Thank you.
A very warm greeting to all over here, those who are listening the presentation. Myself, Dr. Virendra Chavda, along with me, Dr. Bhavesh J. Parmar and Mrs. Urvi Jhalavadia. Here we are presenting our research article that is titled as Omni-Channel Retailing and Consumer Buying Intention, where we are exploring the impact on modern consumers' behavior. These are the table of content of the presentation: the rise of omni-channel retailing, understanding the characteristics of omni-channel, the role of digital technology in consumer behavior, impact of omni-channel characteristics on buying, key findings from the research study, consumer confidence in omni-channel retailing, future prospects of omni-channel retailing, and at last we will have a conclusion and a key takeaways. First, the rise of omni-channel retailing. Well, in today's digital age, omni-channel retailing is revolutionized how consumers shop, offering a seamless blend of online and offline experiences. Consumers benefit from accessibility as they can shop wherever and wherever they want, which enhances their convenience also. This presentation focuses on how these characteristics directly influence consumer buying intentions among urban college students. So we have clearly defined our target audience or the respondents. Understanding this phenomena is essential for marketers aiming to tap into the potential of techno-savvy consumers. We know that today's generation is a techno-savvy. They are very comfortable for using the gadgets and technical devices or personal digital assistances. Let's understand the characteristics of omni-channel retailing. Omni-channel retailing is characterized by a multiple customer touchpoints that enrich the purchasing journey. There are a series of steps that consumer take place to finally come to taking the buying decisions, and there are so many factors are also affecting before decision for any buying. The characteristics include the ease of use, that how easily that they use the devices, perceived usefulness, and compatibility with consumer lifestyle. The integration of various channels creates a fluid shopping experience, making it easier for consumer to engage with the brands. So normally through the technical devices, the consumer are just associate themselves or connected themselves always with the various brands. This interconnectedness fosters higher consumer confidence in their purchasing decisions. Now let's delve deeper into these characteristics. If we talk about the role of digital technology in the consumer behavior, then digital technology plays a pivotal role in shaping the consumer behavior, particularly through the social media. And most of the youngsters or the college students are having their own technical devices, and they are always present on various social media sites. Let it be a YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or any other social media sites. Consumers are now more informed, rely on online reviews, blogs, and social interactions before making any purchases. So it's very common for today's consumers to seek the reviews and suggestions and the experience of the consumers, those who have already used the product. They are well informed. The availability of the information empower consumer, which lead to more deliberate purchasing intentions. Understanding this behavior is crucial for retailers to craft effective strategies. Next, we'll explore the consequences of this behavior. Now, this is the findings or the process that we have undertaken to study the impact of omnichannel characteristics on the buying intention. Our research shows that omni-channel characteristics significantly enhance consumer buying intentions. Our study involved 500 respondents, focusing on urban college students aged from 18 to 25, which are who are revealing the key insights. A total of 441 valid responses provided compelling evidence of these positive correlations. Higher convenience and perceived usefulness drive consumers to prefer omni-channel options. And if we go through the details or the key findings of the research study, the key findings are: number one, this analysis indicates a strong relationship between omni-channel characteristics and the buying intentions. Among the key factors were perceived risk and security, which consumer prioritize when shopping online. The findings underscored the importance of ensuring a secure and trustworthy shopping environment. The marketer must address these concerns to effectively engage consumers. Normally, if you want to generate your growth for your business, then ultimately you need to focus on these omni-channel and tech-savvy consumers to enlarge or to increase the distribution of your product. Now let's examine the implications of the findings. Number one, consumer confidence is essential for successful omni-channel retailing. First and foremost, your consumer need to be very confident about using the devices, and they must have a trust on the kind of platform that they are using for buying or selling or searching information for the product. The seamless shopping experience fosters trust and encourage the repeat purchases. So once when the consumer have a excellent experience or delightful experience of buying any products or services by sitting at their home, it will definitely enhance the repeat purchase from the same consumer. Security measures, user-friendly interface, and positive social media engagement all contribute to this confidence. Retailers must continuously work to build and maintain this trust. Let's discuss the strategies to enhance consumer confidence. First, retailers can adopt various strategies to enhance their omnichannel approaches. Among them, they may include the integrating consumer data across channels to personalize the experience. So today's world is all about the big data, the data that we are having about our running business. If we analyze our data in a better manner, we can create a message customized according to the individual consumer's needs and preferences. Offering the consistent messaging and support across all platforms strengthens brand identity. And additionally, leveraging social media for engaging can enhance customer loyalty. And next, we will consider future prospects for omnichannel retailing. The future prospects of omnichannel is, as the technology continues to evolve, omnichannel retailing will further transform. Emerging trends such as AI and AR are anticipated to create even more personalized shopping experience. Retailer must stay ahead of these trends to meet evolving consumer expectations. The future promises an exciting landscape for both consumers and retailers. Conclusion is, marketer must leverage the power of technology to create seamless and engaging shopping experience. Understanding consumer behavior is critical. The finding underscore the need for security, ease of use. Thank you for your attention, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you so much for paying patience and listening the whole presentations thoroughly. Thank you all.
I'm Madharmati, presenting the paper titled The Changing Landscape of Film Consumption, Examining the Synergy Between Streaming Platforms and Traditional Cinemas. Cinema holds a special position as the pioneering audiovisual entertainment industry. It has seamlessly blended elements from various artistic and technological domains to create its own distinct, universally understood language. The fusion of diverse elements, emotions, and ideas to audiences are worldwide. The arrival of electronic audiovisual industry, the television, was initially perceived as the potential threat to the cinema industry. Now, the OTT platform.
So this research paper explores the OTT platform arrival and how audience accept or how they react for it. A mixed method approach that combines qualitative and quantitative data collection and analysis techniques are used. Taking into account of diverse audience of Indian cinema, the research design provides a nuanced and insightful analysis of viewer perspective on the changing dynamics of film releases in the era of OTT platforms. Now coming to my conclusion. So actually there are like 100 samples were taken who are OTT watcher audiences and data analysis, everything interpreted. So with the findings, theater watching, TV watching, when we look for more number of audiences they watching television, and next that takes is the computer, especially the young generation adult. Next comes theater, and last when it comes to movie watching, the smartphone comes last. That means the OTT platforms also being watched in the computer rather than in the smartphone. This is regarding the screen choice by the audiences. When we analyze which OTT platform, YouTube tops the platform, next Netflix, next Amazon, after that Hotstar, and then other OTT platforms comes like Hero Talkies, AHA, like that. So this finding, with this finding, it is understood that the big budget films, the blockbuster like Bahubali, where visual excellence is there, people prefer to watch it in the theater. And the other part, like no, if it is not hero based, not mass movie, that films people prefer to watch in OTT platforms. I would like to conclude this with the conflict of interest. The researcher do not hold any personal relationship or financial benefit that could inappropriately influence the research result. It is purely based on the data collected and the findings arrived from the data. However, the research may have subtly influenced some of the findings as it was conducted in the context of Chennai, which is a major production center of India, but it doesn't include the demographic diverse places of India. So, recognizing the rapid growth of platforms, OTT platforms, audience preference may change in the future. So that also the research findings leads or give way to the changes in future. With this, I am completing my presentation.
Good morning everyone, I am Vijay Sharma. Today I am going to present my paper titled as An Encryption and Decryption of Phonetic Alphabets Using Eigenvectors of Signed Graphs. So this is the content of my paper, and now coming to the abstract. So now first we have to know about the signed graph. That signed graph is a graph that its edges has positive and negative weights. So now encryption should be carrying out through structure changing transformations of the letter which leave intact the integrity of the information encoded. This approach allows for secure invertible transformations to resist typical symbols by systematically going through steps opposite of that taken during encryption. This paper introduces a novel approach utilizing the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of signed graphs to develop schemes. So now coming to this is the introduction part. So now directly I'm coming to the methodology. So the implementation of a signed graph for encryption and decryption for security purpose through Python programming. So now first one, encryption algorithm is given here. This is the encoding table which is used later on in encryption and decryption. So now coming to the encryption algorithm. So these are the steps of encryption algorithm. So first we have to calculate the weight between two adjacent characters using the encoding table. Then we have to if the weight of two adjacent characters is positive, then we'll take edge with +1, otherwise -1. We add reference node 0 top of the graph. Then we calculate weight of this reference node with the first character only. Now then calculate the adjacency. We can easily find the adjacency matrix of the signed graph. Then we replace all the diagonals with the weights. Then we have to find eigenvalues, eigenvectors, and then we encrypt the data by using the eigenvectors matrix. Then we convert encrypted data into one-dimensional array. Similarly, we can do the reverse process for decryption algorithm. So now implementation of encryption and decryption, I have taken one example here. Then I implement that encryption decryption algorithm on this example. So now these are the encryption decryption technique. This is the implementation and conclusion of my conclusion is in this paper a word can be encrypted using any programming language like Java and Python. So we can the computational difficulty and resistance of such an approach against common cryptographic attacks such as brute force and side channels attacks. And these are the references. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. I am presenting my research paper on design and monitoring continuous water supply at Vileshwarpura, Kalol using geoinformatics and EPANET software. First of all, I want to discuss about EPANET software. It is a simulation software used to model water distribution network, including the flow of water, pressure level and water quality. For my research paper, my objective is to design an efficient water supply system and analyze the hydraulic and water quality parameter for effective distribution. There are different challenges faced during the water distribution, which is demand variability, aging infrastructure and pressure management. By designing using EPANET software, there are different benefits such as it gives effective water distribution system. It is economical for various type of factor. So EPANET software is good for a water distribution system. Thank you.
Good morning sir, ma'am. My name is Yakesh Sharma. I am an MBA student from Narayana Business School, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Today I am going to present you my study titled Vendor Preferences and Market Dynamics, a study of ERW pipes in the mild steel sector. Start with the abstract. This research examines the buying behavior of vendors in MS market for ERW pipes. We will discuss various primary factors like price sensitivity, quality consideration, supplier reliability and market trends, along with various external factors like economic conditions, technological advancements and regulatory changes, which will help us in going further in the study. The introduction says steel sector plays a crucial role and thus National Steel Policy 2005 aims at establishing a steel industry in India to meet standards of the globe. Contributing to 2% of the GDP, the government aims to double rural steel consumed per person from 19.6 kg to 38 kg by 2030-31. Going on further for the research objectives and hypothesis, the objectives are to examine the customer requirement for ERW pipes, to analyze the customer satisfaction towards the ERW pipes and to understand the customer perception regarding the ERW pipes. The hypothesis involves the type of category and the quantity of ERW pipes used. Going towards the literature review tells us about the high frequency electric resistance welded steel pipes with the composition of copper and titanium. The accurate assessment of ERW pipes strength to meet the design requirement is important, particularly for collapse performance. Another LR tells us about the uses of ERW pipes in oil and gas industry in a way that previously shaped pipes are formed in a circular shape and thus used. The research methodology involved are quantitative research methodology, which helps to measure the collected data objectively, and the research design used is descriptive in nature and to analyze the various vendors' purchasing behavior and to get the snapshot of this. The findings of this research are monthly potential or requirement is enormous, purchasing decisions, availability of discounts also plays a key role, and the type of industry and their buying frequency towards ERW pipes have nothing in common. Suggestions include regular visits should be done for stockists, Companies should go for bigger sizes, and there is very internal competition between traders and dealers, so we have to deal with that situation particularly very well. Conclusion states that steel sector is chosen in steel is used in different industries for their dependable performance and cost efficiency. The pipes, ERW pipes, are long lasting and capable of enduring intense pressure. The conflict of interest statement, acknowledgement statement and references are there in the paper. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Divya Mehta, student of Research in English Literature from Surendnagar University. Today I present research paper of exploring post-colonial identity in the novels of Salman Rushdie and Arundhati Roy. This paper explores the theme of post-colonial identity, focusing on Midnight Children and the God of Small Things. By comparing these two seminal works, the paper illuminates the distinct. First of all, we discuss the review of this literature. Book is insightful for understanding how trauma influences narrative structure in post-colonial literature. The author exploration of the interconnection between trauma and identity can be applied to the novels of Salman Rushdie and Arundhati Roy. Secondly, we discuss the language and cultural hybridity. One of the most striking features of the God of Small Things is Roy's use of language, which blends English with Malayalam, the regional language of Kerala. Secondly, we discuss the caste, gender and social oppression of this research paper. The exploration of caste and gender is central to Roy's depiction of post-colonial identity in the God of Small Things. Roy's exploration of caste and gender challenges the notion of post-colonial India as a society that has regional past. I conclude this research paper Salman Rushdie and Arundhati Roy, both to insight into the post-colonial identity in this literature. Thank you.
And I am giving my presentation on a Viksit Bharat at 2047. India is among top 5 largest economies in the world by 2024. India has transformed into modern, vibrant economy by adopting various initiatives. Various sectors like trade, fast-moving consumer goods, automobile, IT, renewable energy and pharmaceutical has attracted global expansion because of proactive government policies. Various sectors such as agriculture and allied sector have shown average annual growth of 4.6%. Industry sector holds prominent 26% of total GDP and contributing through various direct and indirect linkages. India has propelled into vibrant economy by achieving food security, implementing economic reforms, leading in information technology, attaining nuclear capabilities and launching engineering satellites. Through various initiatives like government e-marketplace, production-linked incentives, Make in India and Startup India, India has positioned itself as a prime destination for new ventures and investment. However, there are many challenges to attain these goals like cost of doing business, logistic cost, forward cost, unskilled labor, corruption has to be tackled to sustain growth momentum.
I'm Marilyn Gomes, Assistant Professor at Presidency College, Bangalore. The title of my study is Unveiling the Divide, Analyzing Critical Thinking Skills in Literature and Commerce Students. Skill-oriented education encourages both personal development and academic achievement, challenging students to think critically, to ask the right questions, and think across various disciplines. The goal of the current work is to compare the critical thinking skills of undergraduate literature students with those of commerce students. 60 high-performing students were selected from various colleges located in Bangalore. Feedback on undergraduate literature and commerce students' level of critical thinking has been gathered through a questionnaire. According to the study, gamification and digital storytelling might enhance the critical thinking abilities of these students. Here, three different pedagogies, namely case studies, logical reasoning questions, and multiple choice questions, were used to assess the skill sets of these two groups. The study suggests that methods can be used to help undergraduate literature and commerce students become more adept at critical thinking. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Aditi Chatterjee and currently I am pursuing my PhD from Karnavati University, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. I am a double MBA degree holder. I have completed my second MBA recently from Gujarat Technological University. I am a gold medalist of GTU. I have got my second MBA degree from GTU in Entrepreneurship and Family Business Management. Before that, I have got my first MBA degree from Wellington Institute of Management in marketing. I have done my ADBA from Wellington Institute of Management, Mumbai also. That was also in marketing. And I have done my BBA also in marketing from Bardhaman Raj College, that is located in Bardhaman, West Bengal. I have worked as an assistant professor at SB College of Management Studies, Bangalore, Sri H.S. Shukla College of Management Studies, Rajkot, and Christ Institute of Management, Rajkot. Currently, I am pursuing my PhD in entrepreneurship. So, today's topic for my research is impact of risk in entrepreneurial abilities, a case study of Hirasar International Airport. Entrepreneurs are always known for their risk-taking abilities. But sometimes we have to think that how it can impact in an entrepreneur life. It can impact in positive manner or it can impact in negative manner. Hirasar International Airport is the modest version of Rajkot International Airport. Just recently shifted from Rajkot to Hirasar. So there are very limited number of people who were working as an entrepreneur over there. I have run one descriptive research method. Through that, I have done one survey with the help of a Google form, and all the entrepreneurs who were working over there, they helped me to conduct my survey. And through my survey, I have done one statistical test. That was my null hypothesis was that risk has negative impact in entrepreneurial abilities, and my alternate hypothesis was risk has positive impact in entrepreneurial abilities. I have run one chi-square test through it, and with the very surprising one, I got to know that through the test I got to know that risk has actually positive impact. That I have already shown you in the my research paper, that risk has positive impact in entrepreneurial abilities, and it do help a businessman with a lot of things, like it can help them with the development. There are a lot of risk, financial risk, political risk, operational risk, but somewhere when a entrepreneur is taking risk, they are actually developing themselves by day. Through this research process, I would like to thank my co-author Mr. Tanmay Chatterjee from helping me from each and every aspect, and he actually worked in Hirasar Airport, so it was easy for us to collect our data. There are total number of 40 samples that we have collected, as it's a greenfield airport and there are very limited number of entrepreneurs are working, so our sample size was very small, it was only 40. So basically with 40 entrepreneurs we have run our test, and we have got to know that risk has actually positive impact in an entrepreneur life for their growth and development. Thank you so much for your patience. Thanks a lot.
I am Dr. Mitu Akela. My topic name is a comparative study of deposits and loans between public and private sector banks. In the present research paper, a comparative study has been on deposit and loans of public and private sector banks. The present topic has been selected for the study after studying various topics related research. Secondary data has been used for the study, for which statistical data from the years 2018-90 to 2022-23 has been taken. t-test has been used under method to the hypothesis testing. The study reveals that public and private sector banks have a significant increase in their deposits and loans during the period of 2018-90 to 2022.
Everyone, I'm Sandhya Singh. I'm going to present my paper, Enhancing Academic and Career Development Through Internship in Non-Professional Courses. Internship are the vital education experience that bridge the gap between the academic learning and career preparedness. Experiential learning allows students to explore more and apply theoretical aspect in the practical, helping the becoming job apply skills learning in school, helping them job and ready and easy translation into the workforce. National education policy made it mandatory for all the disciplines, so we have to work on it, and it is not initiated in India to apply with the all disciplines yet. We are working on it, but it's not yet done. So objective of my study is assess the academic benefit of the internship in non-professional courses, explore the role of internship in career exploration and readiness for students in humanities, social science and art. Methodology I have chosen 20 papers from the 2000 to 24, and so that is my limitation, that all the database has been taken is the secondary database. Key findings are internship is really plays a key role to finding this to developing the skills for making a student for the employment ready, and to developing their problem solving skill, critical thinking and leadership skills in the student, and it helps them to actually implement their theoretical aspect what they are learning in the classroom into the working environment. Internship effect require communication, clear criteria and practical activities, improve the employment chances and job satisfaction. If you can see that environment science internship enhance the research skills and professionalism and science education when made compulsory. So enhancing the understanding of discipline, communication, teamwork and analytical skill, provide the opportunity to identify industry objective and establish the professional network. Need for priority of internship opportunities in non-professional fields like humanities and social science and other courses. Research shows that internship improve critical thinking, communication and career direction and marketability. Internship positively affect skills acquisition, employment and readiness and purpose perspective. Collaboration with the practicing institution and overcome challenges in securing the internship placement. Challenges include limitation options, low popularity of internship program, and there's a competition in the market. And conclusion is internship really helpful for developing our skills. There is lots of challenges, but NEP is trying to, as they have made it mandatory in India, so they are helping out to aim to target, integrate the technology, follow the global trends and promote holistic learning. Government initiative include the National Apprenticeship Promotion Skills Schemes, in mandatory internship program and the National Skill Development Corporation. Thank you.
I am Yashodhara Thakur and I am pursuing PhD from Sabarmati University. I am presenting a journal and the topic of journal is Exploring Communal Strife, a comparative analysis of conflict in the novels of Pushpan Singh, Bhishma Sani, Bapsi Sidhwa and Amrita Pritam. This journal is co-authored by Dr. Divya Bhadoria, who is my guide. Abstract. This study aims to investigate how the authors Amrita Pritam, Bhishma Sahni, Pushpan Singh and Bapsi Sidhwa depict acts of violence against members of the same community in their respective works. A comparative lens is utilized to analyze the writer's representation of social, political and emotional aspects of inner communal strife particularly about the partition of India. At the same time, each author investigates topics such as trauma, identity displacement, and the drive to survive in their distinctive ways. In addition to this, the study investigates the human cost of religious and ethnic disparities as well as the wider implications of violence on memory at both the individual and societal levels. The research intends to highlight the writer's demand for understanding and reconciliation and their criticisms of sectarianism by evaluating important story elements, characters, and historical circumstances. This will be accomplished through the analysis of the research. Thank you.